So I'm a little confused as to how Granada made the agenda today, because they don't have a legitimate sitting board, and without a legitimate sitting board, how do you submit a charter renewal? I've provided you the information. On their previous charter, it specifically specifies what the makeup of the board is, and that includes 2 teachers, a classified staff member, and an administrator. Sometime between then and now, they decided to get rid of all that, and I've showed you what their website shows is what the governing board is, and the minutes from a previous meeting where they've replaced all of those with at-large members. Now that's a big deal because on the next page you'll see that I show how they elect or how they place each of those members on the board. The teachers, the classified member, and the administrator were all elected by the stakeholder groups. The at-large members, they're appointed by the governing board. So without a sitting board, how did they approve this renewal and expansion? And I've showed you on the 3rd page that a change like that requires a material revision by this board. No such material revision was given. So they just did it, and the charter school division looked the other way. It's also interesting because that same charter mentioned that parent engagement, the measurable outcome was a minimum of 2 parents on the governing board. But meanwhile, the governing board only has a parent. There's also a problem with how you described this agenda item. It lists the Granada Hills Charter High School as a startup independent charter high school. It is not a startup, it is conversion, and there are specific differences. In the board materials, you list it correctly. But it may be a good reason why you confused it, because in this charter, they want to expand. And with that expansion, they've confused what a conversion is. Previously, children within the neighborhood had priority. Under the new charter program, that won't be the case anymore. 8th graders will have priority going into 9th grade. But those 8th graders aren't considered part of the conversion, so therefore they can come from anywhere and they get priority over the neighborhood schools. That is not what the charter law specified when it allowed a conversion. As it is, there's already problems because many parents are complaining that they cannot get their students into the regular programs at Granada. They're being pushed aside into the iGranada program, which is an independent study program that included a documented case where as a special education student, which is not allowed by law.